Discover Canada Study Questions. For more practice, go to CanadianCitizenshipTestKit.com.
Which province hosts the annual military tattoo? A. Newfoundland and Labrador. B. New Brunswick. C. Nova Scotia. D. British Columbia. The correct answer is C. Nova Scotia. How is the Canadian-USA border sometimes described? A. The world's longest undefended border. B. The world's easiest border to cross. C. The most traded border in the world. D. The border with the longest wait times in the world. The correct answer is A. The world's longest undefended border. What is the era of rapid change in the 1960s in Quebec called? A. The Quiet Revolution. B. The Second Revolution. C. The Quebec Revolution. D. The Change Period. The correct answer is A. The Quiet Revolution. Which provinces have provincial police forces? A. Nova Scotia and Newfoundland. B. Alberta and British Columbia. C. Ontario and Quebec. D. Manitoba and Prince Edward Island. The correct answer is C. Ontario and Quebec.
Who are the leaders of First Nations groups? A. Indian agents. B. Band chiefs and councillors. C. Council of Leaders. D. Federal Government liaison officers. The correct answer is B. Band chiefs and councillors.
Who are the three founding peoples of Canada? A. Aboriginal, French, and British. B. Europeans, First Nations, and Africans. C. First Nations, Inuit, and Métis. D. Indians, Inuit, and Métis. The correct answer is A. Aboriginal, French, and British.
What is the name of the movement that worked for women to be able to vote? A. Votes for All movement. B. Suffrage movement. C. Voting movement. D. Women's voting movement. The correct answer is B. Suffrage movement.
Which of these is an example of a provincial responsibility? A. Criminal justice. B. Aboriginal affairs. C. Education. D. Firefighting. The correct answer is C. education. Who do members of Parliament represent? A. The people in their ridings, as well as all Canadians. B. Only the people in their ridings. C. The party that they belong to. D. They represent themselves. The correct answer is A. The people in their ridings, as well as all Canadians.
Which police forces have a process by which people can bring their concerns about the police to the attention of the police? A. This does not exist in Canada because it is not necessary. B. Almost all police forces. C. Only the RCMP. D. Some municipal police forces. The correct answer is B. Almost all police forces. Which of these are examples of manufacturing industries? A. Construction, automobiles, and government. B. Paper, high technology equipment, and machinery. C. High technology equipment, banking, and food. D. Agriculture, paper, and healthcare. The correct answer is B. Paper, high technology equipment, and machinery. What is the name we give to formal agreements between the federal government and Aboriginal peoples? A. Treaties. B. Deals. C. Negotiations. D. Contracts. The correct answer is A. Treaties.
Why is volunteering a good idea? A. Volunteering is an excellent way to gain useful skills and develop friends and contacts. B. Volunteering is necessary in all Canadian schools, especially those that teach heritage languages. C. Volunteering is expected of all immigrants. D. Volunteering is an excellent way to earn some money and to pay taxes. The correct answer is A. Volunteering is an excellent way to gain useful skills and develop friends and contacts.
How are laws made at the provincial level? A. The federal government makes separate laws for each province. B. Each province has an executive council which is named by the federal government. C. The federal government makes suggestions and the provinces usually follow these suggestions. D. Each province has its own elective legislative assembly. The correct answer is D. Each province has its own elected legislative assembly. What three oceans border Canada? A. Atlantic, Gulf of Mexico, and Arctic. B. Atlantic, Pacific, and Arctic. C. Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian. D. Atlantic, Pacific, and Northern. The correct answer is B. Atlantic, Pacific, and Arctic.
What year did Prince Edward Island join Confederation? A. 1870. B. 1880. C. 1871. D. 1873. The correct answer is D. 1873.
What year was the Constitution amended? A. 1982. B. 2002. C. 1996. D. 1999. The correct answer is A. 1982.
In Canada, what does the Crown represent? A. The government, including Parliament, the legislatures, the courts, police services, and the Canadian Forces. B. The sovereign. C. The sovereign and the government. D. The federal government, the provinces, and the court system. The correct answer is A. Government, including Parliament, the legislatures, the courts, the police services, and the Canadian Forces.
What does it mean to have freedom of conscience? A. People have the right to have and to share their own opinions, even if the government disagrees. B. Adults have the right to vote for their government. C. People have the right to do what they want, when they want, in the way they want. D. Adults have the right to choose their children's schools. The correct answer is A. People have the right to have and to share their own opinions, even if the government disagrees. When did Parliament pass the Official Languages Act? A. 1867. B. 1975. C. 1982. D. 1969. The correct answer is D. 1969. Discover Canada study questions. For more practice, go to CanadianCitizenshipTestKit.com.